My name is Tessa Pullman, and I am the Director of Community Conservation Programs for the Missouri River Bird Observatory, and I also coordinate BirdSafe Kansas City. The core mission of BirdSafe KC is to document and assess window collisions in the Kansas City metro area and also advocate for better building ordinances, better policies surrounding windows and light pollution. Birds are so important to our environment and our ecosystem because of the roles they play in them. Birds can be used as biological indicators, so they can tell us a lot about ecosystems and how healthy they are based on the presence of birds in their stable populations. In 2016, a really famous study was published looking at direct mortality in North America, and that study found that about 2.9 billion birds were dying every year in North America, and at that time it was estimated that 800 million of them were from window collisions. And based on a study that came out in August of 2023, we actually now know that that number was severely underestimated, and it is probably closer to 1 billion birds dying every year in North America just from hitting glass. Kansas City sits right on the edge of one of the biggest migratory flyways for birds, and then it's on the edge of one of the second largest. So it's a really popular place for bird migration just due to the landscape and geography. And then also its light pollution and amount of glass and infrastructure inside the city makes it extremely dangerous. So there was a national news article, and Kansas City actually ranked in the top 10 worst cities for birds to migrate through during fall and spring migration. I hope BirdSafeKC can have a positive impact on birds in the future through advocating for better building design as new buildings arise in Kansas City, advocating for more bird-safe glass being used, advocating for better lighting policies and ordinances, and just overall better actions that make Kansas City more bird-friendly. People can easily prevent window collisions, whether it's at their home or their office space. Window collisions happen when oftentimes we see the most impact on windows that reflect some sort of vegetation. Birds perceive glass to be real, so that image that's reflected they think is a tree or a shrub that they can go fly into and forage from next. So all you have to do is break up that reflection and break it up enough so that indicates and gives the birds kind of like a heads up that they can't fly through that. BirdSafe Kansas City website has wonderful solutions for both residential and commercial, and I'm happy to always work with anybody to figure out what might work best for them. The individual homeowner can make such a big impact if we think about the amount of homes across the United States, like millions, and if every person had like one bird hit their window every year, that's millions of birds, right? So protecting, making our glass safe at home could also have a really, really big impact. People also can record bird collisions to the BirdSafe Kansas City website, whether it's at your home or at your office, or if you're just walking and happen to find a bird underneath a building and suspect it maybe it had hit a window. BirdSafe Kansas City would not be possible without all of the amazing volunteers and the building owners and managers who allow us to survey their properties. The project has been going since 2019, and we've had many volunteers who have stayed with the project since then, and we're always excited to welcome new volunteers each year. Reach out to us, send us an email through the BirdSafe Kansas City website. There's a contact page where you can send in your own message. You also can get a hold of my contact through the MRBO website or the Missouri River Bird Observatory. Lots of different ways, but always happy to help and learn more about protecting birds in the city. We have a healthy habitat for birds, we have a healthy habitat for mammals and reptiles and even us as humans.